Hi everyone, and you're welcome back. Welcome again to my channel, and thank you so much for clicking on the thumbnail to watch this video. It means a lot to me. So thank you. God bless you, and I look forward to today's session because I really think it's going to be such a great content, and you would not regret watching it. You won't. Oh, before I start, I would like to say a very big thank you to all of you guys who reached out to me personally or even left a comment on the previous videos. That meant so much to me. It was like really inspiring to see you. I can count up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 people, at least 6 people, and you reached out to me to give me your feedback, to tell me how the content I'm creating, you like it and you think they are informative and valuable. Thank you. Really, thank you so much, and God bless you. And so please like when you see my content, like it, and then share, and then subscribe or invite your friends to subscribe, and you can share on your WhatsApp, your anywhere to invite others to also come join us to create this community. So thank you, and why don't we go straight into today's video? Today I thought it would be really good to have a session or to speak about what it means to take control of your mind. All right, it's important that we take control of our minds, because more than often, like, this is not even me speaking to someone else, this is also me speaking to myself. More than often, our mind is wandering, like it's wandering, going around thinking many things. Do you know the number of things you think about in a day? Okay, let's see what statistics says. So, I'm just looking at this, right, to share with you. Statistics says that on a normal day, all right, the average person, it's so interesting, right, that the brain, so this is referring to the brain as a generator on its own. It's like always working, it doesn't have time to be idle, okay, or quiet. So on a normal day, right, the average person thinks about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And now it gets even more interesting that 95% of those thoughts are repetitive from like the day before. So it's not like you're even thinking about new things, like what you've been thinking about yesterday, what you think about the day before. These things are really repetitive. You do not do anything about it. So if you do not do anything about your thoughts, you still keep thinking the same things. If you do not do anything about your thoughts, you still keep thinking the same thing. You know this thing they say about what's the name? A body in motion would stay in that position, okay, if nothing is done to change it. I'm paraphrasing, right? So this thing, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Now then it gets more interesting to say that 80% of these things that we think are negative. Really? So 80% of what you've been thinking about, if you are thinking 80% of negative things, bruv, you're going to have a negative life. And this is why we need to be intentional about taking control of our life. You cannot just let your random thoughts run randomly, and we are always wondering why. Oh, why is it always me? Why are these things always happening to me? Why? The Bible says that as a man thinketh, so is he. Yes, what you think is what you are. In Proverbs 23 verse 7, whatever you're thinking, that is exactly what you are. Usually it's not, sometimes it's not even, or even most times, it's not even the things we say out. You know, who was preaching? Pastor Allen, is it him? Okay, I have to confirm that. And he was like, okay, who is bold enough to put their thoughts from the past week or even just a day before, put it out there for everybody to see? Who will be bold enough and confident enough to do that? And people were like, because the things that goes on in this our head. Jesus, I don't want anybody to see what's going on in my head. Oh no, it's gonna be disaster. It should be disastrous. Yeah. So now that we know what is going on in our brains and our minds, then I think it's good to say that our thoughts are affecting us more than we even know it. Like, there is a lot going on that it's as a result of our thoughts, the thoughts we keep, and we don't even know it. And again, I'm saying this, that I'm not even making this video because I think there's someone out there who's gonna be like, oh, I've gotten this. Because even me, like, oh my goodness, even me, this is just a big reminder to me, right? So our thoughts are affecting us more than we ever know, and that is why we need to take hold of it. I'm not saying, let me leave this disclaimer, I'm not saying that this is going to be like a walk in the park or it's going to be easy to do. I'm not even saying that I've gotten it all figured out and I'm coming to give it to I'm just really going to share some tips on how we can do this. And please know that it's a journey. Like, it's a step-by-step thing. It's not a one day, like, boom, like everything is working out. No, it doesn't happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a day. So I would ask you that even as we share like this three or so, just know that you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient. Like, please be patient with yourself. Give yourself some credit and trust the process. Guess what? It took you how many years? How many years of thinking negative thoughts? How many years? And now you want to change that? You think it would take you just like a week or a month? No. It wouldn't happen that way. So please, just saying these things before we go ahead. So take note of it. All right? Take note of it. Great. Like I said, your thoughts are affecting you more than like you think or you know. Your thoughts are affecting you. There has been like discussions, a lot of discussions. People are always talking about this. And one course I was taking on psychology, so the lecturer was saying that, well, this thing is actually a bone of contention because both are really close, right? The thoughts and then the thoughts, right? And then your feelings, they are really like close because they just really close. Thoughts come in and the feelings. Okay, so according to him, that's my lecturer, he said your thoughts instigates the feelings and then you act on these feelings. Now, if you ask me though, having like looked a few times at the different discussions, I would say that maybe I'll agree with my lecture to an extent, but not like to the whole extent. Okay, because it depends. Sometimes you're not thinking about something, right? But then an external situation, something happens to you, like somebody hits you, somebody disrespects you, somebody insults you. You were not feeling insulted, you were not already thinking of being insulted, but somebody does these things to you. So this is an external input, and then now you start feeling, oh, I've been insulted, oh, I've been disrespected, how can this person do this to me? And then we start thinking about it. Now this thing has happened to us, and then we start thinking about it. The narrative we give to ourselves is what eventually will produce the feelings that would get after. So first of all, I feel that yes, the thoughts, like I said, I agree with my lecturer, the thoughts, they precede the feelings, but sometimes also there are external forces, like external inputs that instigate these things. So they kind of introduce a feeling, and then the feelings produce a narrative, we produce these thoughts, and then these thoughts produce stronger feelings, and then we act based on these feelings. And so according to him, we are able to change our trajectory based on the thoughts we feed ourselves. And yes, I believe in that as well. I strongly agree with him that if you think the right things, it would change how things happen to you. And again, I take it back to the Bible verse that says that as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. Do not forget this verse. I think I should keep reminding us throughout this recording. As a man thinketh, so is he. Right? So you need to think who you are, who you want to be, and that is what you're going to be. Let's say that, and this is just a random example, I misplaced my money. Okay, I misplaced my money, and then I'm like, that's bad, that's a bummer, especially when it's like you're living on budget. Oof. Yeah, so what do you do now? What narrative do you create about it? So you create a narrative that, oh, this is so bad to lose my money, but it's not really like I did something wrong. So even if I did something wrong, what was that thing? Okay, now we know not to do this particular thing again, but now the money is gone, and we are going to be short of this amount. So then what do we do? Well, these things happen, right? So we'll be fine. And I create this narrative. The next thing, I'm not going to start looking down on myself. I'm not going to start insulting myself. I'm not going to start saying bad things to myself because of the narrative I've created. But if I start to say, oh, Deborah, you again, you're always doing things the wrong way. How can you misplace this money? Like, how could you misplace this money? You couldn't even do just this one thing right. Now you're going to be stranded, and then I let this spiral. I'm going to start feeling so bad about myself. I'm going to start feeling so bad, and notice that with that thread of thoughts, I'm not even able to take my time to analyze what went wrong, how did it go wrong, and learn a lesson from it. And this would mean that this thing is going to happen again and again because I've not learned my lesson from it. So, like, taking control of our thoughts really matters. Secondly, you become what you think. Yes, like you become what you think. So as you think these things, you're wondering, oh, imagine if I go out and then I fall. And you think about this thing for like 10, like a week, or you go out one day and you're going to fall and you're wondering, why am I falling? But because you've been thinking about this, so it has to manifest. It will manifest. And then also one thing you should know is that you reflect what you think about. Yes, you reflect what you think about. You oh my goodness, you reflect, like, people can see this on you. The thoughts you think, these things are reflective on us. So you may think, nobody's knowing. There are some people who can just speak these things up and no one is noticing most of the time because we are not even paying attention. A lot of times we are not paying attention to our environment, even to ourselves. Individuals, we do not pay attention to ourselves. We do not know ourselves enough to even try to know our environment. So when people are not picking it up, it's not because you can get away with it. It's just because we are not paying attention to ourselves. And this has even gotten worse. It's gotten worse in this time and season of social media, where we are always in a hurry to jump from one thing to the other, to the other, to the other. So don't think you're getting away with it. If you are around people who are really intentional, you'd realize that, they're always picking up on, like, what's going on, what's wrong. And they're not just asking you because they want to, like, it's good morning, how are you? But they're asking you because they notice something is wrong and they want you to talk about it, or they want to see how they can help. So you reflect your thoughts. And then the third thing that I think is already obvious that we've spoken about is that leaving your thoughts to chance is dangerous. Like the statistics we just looked at earlier, if 80% of these repetitive things we are thinking about are negative, I doubt we would see any like significant positive things happening to us. It's going to be these negative things. So leaving ourselves to chance is really, really dangerous. And so now to the 3 or maybe 5 points. I like to work with a 3-5 rule. 3-5-9. Somehow in my career journey, somebody just knocked this in my head and I kind of can't let it go, because I think 3-5-9 in threes. Anyways, so how do we take control of our thoughts? The first thing I would say, you need to notice your thought patterns. Okay? Do not leave it to chance at all. Like we said earlier, it's dangerous to leave your thoughts patterns to chance. So you need to be able to notice your thoughts. Like, pay attention and try and see, what are these things I'm thinking about? Every day when I wake up, what goes through my mind? How do I see things? How do I analyze things? And this is hard to do, bro. Sis, it is hard to do. It's really hard to do. It takes time. It takes energy. We are still learning. God will help us. But you need to be able to notice these things. Some coaches or mentors, some coaches, they would recommend that you should even write it down. Like, write these things down. And that's the second point. Like, once you start noticing them, catch them, like, write it down. Catch them, like, that. And you're like, no, this is not something. If you take records of these things for some time, okay, let's just start with a record taking for some time. You would notice, quote unquote, the rubbish, like the things that you've been thinking that you should have been thinking about them. And you're like, did I think about this? Like, oh my, how could I be thinking about these things? You catch it in their tracks. So that's the second thing. So maybe let's make this more practical, right? The first time you notice them, be intentional, start noticing them. Oh, I thought about this, or I thought about that, or I thought about that, and start writing these things down. Remember, they are repetitive, so it's not like you're even going to miss anything. The 95% of what you were thinking yesterday, the day before, the day after, they are the things you're still going to be thinking. So start writing it down, start recording, start journaling them. And then after some time, now you see these things you're thinking. You would notice that these things are not healthy things that you should be thinking. So now that's 2 points, right? And then start countering them. Start countering them. So if you think that, oh, I'm not going to make it in life, I feel like I don't have all that it takes, then counter it. Oh my goodness, look at how far I've come. And you can write these counter responses and read them out loud. Look at how far I've come. I've done this, I've done that. Oh my goodness, I have a good track record. Even though I may not know what I'm doing right now, I know I'm going to be fine. I'll figure this thing out. Like, it's going to work out. Yeah. And then start countering the negative thoughts. Remember, the plan is that we are getting rid of the old. We are getting rid of the old, and we have to make intentional, deliberate efforts. We cannot just leave it to change by itself, because a body in motion would never change its position until something happens. Until something happens, you still keep doing the same things. So, what did we say? The first thing, notice your thoughts, catch them in their tracks, and then the third point, counter them. Counter them actively and openly. And then this even connects us back to the positive affirmations. And that is why we are doing these positive affirmations. Again, if you've not watched the video on positive affirmations, you should go and look at it. All right. So positive affirmations, you'd see they should not just be random things you're saying, but they are actually affirmations that you're using to counter certain negative thoughts that you have noticed. And so you are saying this out loud to replace the evil, the negative. All right, so we counter them. Another thing you can do is to detoxify your mind. Wash it. Does everybody know Omo? you scrub your mind. Scrub your mind of all the negative things. Ooh, scrub it, clean it. Okay? Renew your mind. What does the Bible say about it? So in Romans chapter 12 verse 2, the Bible tells us that be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Pooh. You can only be transformed if you renew your mind. Renew your mind, detoxify it, clean it. And how can you do these things? How can you renew your mind? I share this is also my opinion on how I think you can clean your mind. Sometimes start a spiritual activity that would make you think about. So spiritual activity here means like fasting and prayers and reading the Bible, right? Note, I'm a Christian. Yeah. So a spiritual activity, like you go on a 1 week fast, where you're not just like starving yourself, but you're concentrating on praying, studying the Bible. That means you're feeding yourself with something new. All right? So you're renewing this mind. You detoxify, right? Then you renew. Renew your mind. You renew your mind. You renew it. Read the right things. Sometimes it could even be a social media fast. Social media fast. Stay away. I remember the other time I had to do that. I had to stay away from like all the social media for some time. And this is not like something new, like people have been doing it. Stay away, like you don't want to see all those things, all this like information that is bombarding you, so you stay away. You don't want to speak to certain people. Sometimes you shut yourself up. That is if you're not going to work. Because if you have to go to work, please, that wouldn't work. So please, if you have to leave your house and go to work, but you have to like find ways and means to detoxify your mind and then renew it. Like, don't just clean it out. Fill it in with good things. Because idleness is not good. Empty places, that is what the devil doesn't like. He will fill it. He will come and fill it with something else. So as you're taking things out, you're bringing things in, and you're bringing good things to replace it. All right, and you do this for some time. So we talked about detoxifying your mind, right? And then like I said, which is already the final thing, which is about feeding it with with good things. So that's already the final point, right? Feed it with the right things. Feed your mind with the right things. Read the Bible, read the Bible, read the Bible. Read good books, positive books, informative books. When you detoxify your mind, then you start feeding it. Like you clean it, you replace them. You clean it, you replace it. Don't just leave it open. The devil does not like idle and open places. They'll fill it right now with what you don't want, and then you have to do with something else. So you fill your mind, okay? Fill it with positive things. Feed it healthy things, all right? First of healthy books you can ever get is the Bible. Feed on the Bible. The Bible is one thing that if you feed on, feed on the Bible. The movies you watch, what kind of movies do you watch? What kind of content do you see? The movies you watch, change them. Stop watching movies full of violence, movies full of like sexual appeal, movies that are you know them, celebrating things that you don't want to see or you don't agree with. Because the more you watch these things, the more that you get like you're like, oh, you get acquainted to them and you start accepting them, and you're like, oh, this is fine, it's not that bad. Especially love is love. That's not true. Let's not even go into that. It's a whole topic for itself. But yeah, so start feeding the music you listen to. Don't just listen to why is the music you're listening to just talking about women and their body? What good has it done to you? What good is it doing to you? Why is it praising the use of violence? Like, why is it that the contents you are watching is just big on maybe use of drugs, like hard drugs? Why are you watching? Why are you consuming these things? Why are you consuming these things? Why are you consuming these things? One thing that was really it really affected me back in high school, and I digress. I just remembered this. I digress, right? Back in high school, I read books on romance. I loved to read at the time. Like, I read Harry Potter, the bigger version at the time. Like, I could just be immerse myself in reading at the time. And so back in school, that was in high school, friends would bring like this books on romance, and I'm reading. I'm like, oh, this is all love. Ooh, that's nice. This affected me so much, like so much. You have no idea. Feed on healthy things. Maybe we can do like talk about this, the impact of consuming such things. And I'm speaking also, this is also specifically for like young people, right? Because these things, I'm sure they are still there in the senior high school levels, the junior high school. Now it's more like videos, comedies that are talking about in unhealthy ways about women or even about men. Please avoid those things. If you want to have like to be able to take control of your mind. I will stop here, and I believe that this video is really short and like educative, sharing something that you find valuable. I am curious though, what recommendations do people have on how we can take control of our minds? If you have any recommendations, if you have any tips that have that has worked for you, please share this in the comments so that others would see. But I think this is really important, and it would help us. And then maybe sometime later we should also have like a video on how we can be more present and conscious. So more presence in ourselves, presence in our environment. Now let me just say this the use of this word conscious, I know, has been negatively used as well, but it's something that is also really can be used in a positive way, because we can't live our lives absent in ourselves. But so just making this disclaimer, okay? I am still a Christian. Yeah, so maybe we should have a video about that, or maybe I could invite somebody to talk to us about this thing. Let's see how it goes. But thank you so much for your time. Thanks for listening, and please share your views, your comments, your suggestions in the comment section. I can't wait to hear from you, to know your thoughts about this particular topic on how we can take control of our minds, and to hear your tips as well. Please do not gatekeep. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe, to like the video if you love it, and then share it with your friends to also come and share, to also come and listen and subscribe as well. Take care, and do not forget, like I always say, you are unique. So do not forget to bring yourself out there. The world needs you just how you are. Thank you. Take care. Bye.